What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right down there and it's free. That enables us to keep coming to y'all as often as possible with as many interviews and commentaries like these on the 1st and 15th as possible. So please hit that subscribe button, like our content, share, talk about it, be about it, each one, teach one, and we appreciate your support in getting us this far. Now, of course, we're here for the 1st and 15th, which is for members first. So if you haven't done it yet, hit that join button, also right next to the subscribe button. That enables you to get the 1st and 15th as soon as we drop them, get them early, get you some other perks on the channel. So please hit that join button, join us here on Unique Access Entertainment. Now, for today's episode of the 1st and 15th, I just wanted to do our year in review. It's been an amazing year for rap. Of course, we've had a lot of tragedy with a lot of the artists that have passed. Rest in peace to them. But I wanted to highlight a lot of the great things that happened because there's a lot of great things happening in rap. And here are a few of the things that I'm very excited about as, you know, the year continues and going through it relatively chronologically. You know, in February, I was getting all the Ice-T Cheerio boxes. That's phenomenal that a rapper as revered and as much of a pioneer or trendsetter in the game as Ice-T that helped popularize gangster rap back in the day. And we talk about all that in my book, The History of Gangster Rap. If you haven't bought that yet, please do. It's obviously a great time for the holidays or somebody that needs to read or learn more about rap. You know, History of Gangster Rap is right there, but Ice-T gave me a great interview for the book and dropped a lot of gems as he always does. But to see him grow and develop from what he was doing in the early 80s as a rapper, a party rapper and all that stuff, then getting into the film stuff as a b-boy, we're breaking in different things. But then, of course, with 6 in the Morning and everything he's done since then, being the icon that he is, to then end up, as we saw in 2022 on the cover of Cheerios and as one of their spokespeople. It's amazing, man. And I have boxes of all of those and I'm going to be keeping them because that's an amazing accomplishment. So that's very exciting. Then, of course, we had the Super Bowl halftime show. Phenomenal experience to be able to see that. I've interviewed everybody that was on the halftime show at different points in my career and, you know, got to know Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop in particular very well. And it's just crazy that after all these years and to see something that magnificent and remarkable happen was phenomenal. 50 Cent is the only one that I don't know and haven't interviewed. But other than that, from Mary to Kendrick, I've at least interviewed them all at least once. But 50 Cent, not yet. Maybe next year we'll make that happen. But, you know, as the year went on, I was very excited because one of my good friends, Dana Dane, is getting more and more into producing films. And he produced this film called Honor Among Thieves. He's got several others in the pipeline. And one of them, which is pretty exciting, is this movie called Sin. He's got Lou Gossett Jr. in it, Oscar winner, which is pretty remarkable. And then Sean Nelson, who you guys might remember as the title character in Fresh, that film back in the day. So Dana is like doing a lot of great things behind the scenes. And that's pretty awesome to see, an artist that obviously emerged in 1985 with Nightmares to then come out and be able to produce films independently. It's amazing to see, and I'm very excited and happy for him. And I think that just shows, you know, you can have a great career, still be involved in entertainment, still release music as he does, but then also branch out, as a lot of the stuff we're going to be talking about for my year in review, highlighting some of the great things that have been going on in rap, is doing. Because also, you know, in March we had the Saturday Afternoon Kung Fu Theater, which is one of my favorite albums of 2022. It's a collaboration between RZA and DJ Scratch. And man, you know, to hear RZA be able to really focus on the rhymes and not have to worry about the beats whatsoever, I thought was really interesting because he's always doing double, triple, quadruple duties, you know, writing, producing, rapping, orchestrating, executive producing, all these different things. But with Saturday Afternoon Kung Fu Theater with DJ Scratch, he was really able to just hone in on the lyrics. And one of my favorites on there, talked to him about it. You can check the link there. And I talked to DJ Scratch about it, but on Fisherman, that lyrics, those verses, like that performance, amazing, of how he's comparing all these things of the evolution from basically the cracker up till now, and all these different things that RZA drops really shows lyrically that RZA is putting it down as he does on a regular basis. And then DJ Scratch, who I think is an amazing producer and doesn't get enough credit for his work as a producer. Obviously, people love him for Busta Rhymes and Gimme Some Mo and some of the other great things that he's done. But here we have again, Saturday Afternoon Kung Fu Theater. Just, this is an album that seemed like it could have come out in the mix of the classic Wu-Tang 1995 era with GZA, with Old Dirty Bastard and Raekwon, possibly, if they had just taken a detour and let Scratch do it. So it's amazing, man. And in July, speaking of scratching, we had Behold the Detonator, DJ Too Tough, another one of my favorite albums of 2022. It's largely an instrumental DJ album, which I think is great. Chuck D put it out on his Spit Slam label. I'm just excited because, when you see and get to hear scratching on albums in 2022, it's become increasingly rare. So that really made me happy and excited to be able to hear it, and then to be able to hear it done so well by a DJ who I've always thought was incredible, DJ Too Tough. That was just great to hear and very exciting. Very, very exciting. Back to the rhymes and the beats. In August, we get the Cheat Codes album from Danger Mouse and Black Thought. And this, Black Thought has obviously always been a phenomenal rapper and has so much dense lyricism, social commentary woven into pop culture references, wordplay, double entendres, triple entendres, just cleverness in general, pop culture references, pretty remarkable. But the beats on like Sometimes, Gold Teeth, and then Strangers, one of the collaborations that they have on the album with A$AP Rocky and Run the Jewels, like that type of murky beat, I just think works well with the Run the Jewels aesthetic, but then also A$AP Rocky, and then just Black Thought, all those entities together on Strangers, I think is great. But like I said, with No Gold Teeth and with Sometimes, they just have these different type of beats that probably wouldn't have heard Black Thought on during his career, and stuff with the Roots. And I just think Danger Mouse brought all these different sounds and styles to Black Thought that I thought were amazing and don't take away anything from what Black Thought did. So I was excited, and that was amazing to hear. In September, I had the honor and privilege of going to the Red Bull BC1 semifinals that took place in Los Angeles, and it's great to see that breakdancing is going to be an Olympic sport in Paris in 2024. So to be able to go to see in person one of the qualifying events, given COVID, given lockdowns, given all these different things, that was great to see. But then also to see all these people show up in Los Angeles for b-boy competition breakdancing, because obviously Unique Access and most of the world, the pop culture world, focuses on the rap element of hip hop. I'm a fan of all the four major components of hip hop, as you would tell DJing wise from all the interviews I do with DJs and producers. Check the link to that playlist right there for DJs and producers. But then also to get the graffiti and the b-boys some shine too. It was great to be able to go and see that event, and then the Far Side performed at that event as well. So it was just a sight to behold, and very exciting that we're going to be able to see it on a global stage, and to get this recognition from the establishment that is the Olympics in 2024 in Paris, I just think is phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, we give Ice-T a lot of shout outs for his longevity, and somebody else from the 80s that's also doing it big in the acting world that I think is great, and I wish he did more of, is Big Daddy Kane. He was on The Equalizer, Queen Latifah's show on CBS in October, and Big Daddy Kane dips in here and there. He was on Law and Order with Ice-T several years ago, which I thought was great. And then I got to interview him for Unique Access with the Bad Dad Rehab in 2021. And then to see him pop up on this Queen Latifah, I was like, man, with The Equalizer, I just wish that Big Daddy Kane would spend more time acting, because from Posse and all the things he did way back in the day till today, whenever Big Daddy Kane, I think, lends his talents and his skills to acting, I just think he does a really good job. And Also, given the Equalizer, third season, you got to give Queen Latifah immense credit and congratulations for her continued success in the film and television world, which is remarkable and continues and shows no signs of slowing, which I think is the whole point of this, which is to have longevity and to be great. And that's something that Queen Latifah continues doing on a super regular basis. Now, taking things from the super major broadcast network television to the independent, street rap that, all of us know and love, I assume, but I definitely do. As we get into October, we had Cormega come back with The Realness 2. Now, Cormega is somebody that I think is criminally underrated, but the people that know him love him, obviously, and have sustained him independently for decades. And The Realness 2, definitely one of the best albums of the year, in my opinion, and shows why Cormega should be viewed in much higher rankings or people's opinions, or at the least should be discussed more as somebody that puts it down. And the thing that I liked about The Realness 2 is really his thoughtfulness. He's very reflective on the album and he's mature, but he's so laid back, and at times throughout his career, I'd say you could say he seemed angry and bitter, but I think on The Realness 2, he shows a maturation of, breaking down. He's going into the elder statesman mode and the pontification mode and the giving lessons, dropping jewels in a way that he's always done. But I think he digs it deeper, more consistently, and I think at a super high level on The Realness 2, standing up for what he believes in. And, he says that on Her Name, which is, talking about rap. And, like we've seen a lot of the metaphors over the years. Of course, one of the more famous ones, Common, I used to love her back in the day. But Her Name is another in the long line of those. And I just thought that was amazing. And then we see Glorious, his collaboration with Nas, which is amazing, and then Nas compares them to like Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris if they were combined, which I thought was phenomenal. Cormega on there is detailing his principles. It's just a phenomenal song, glorious indeed. And then, I think Cormega, like I said, throughout The Realness 2 has the life lessons things going on, but I think Essential is another one with Havoc produced that one that I really liked. And I think it just shows Cormega all this wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that he's achieved throughout the years and is now dispensing to us as listeners in very, very powerful, concise, effective, and powerful ways. And again, he's done this throughout his career, but I think on The Realness 2, it just shows he's really honed in on this. And I think that as his career progresses, that it's going to be exciting to see how this evolves, if this is going to be a continuation of sorts or where he's drawing from moving forward, or if this was just kind of a manifesto of sorts of him dropping all these gems on The Realness 2. Either way, it's a phenomenal project. Check it out. The beats on there work extremely well. Large Professor's on there, Havoc's on there, Pops is on there. There's just so many great beats that, man, just top to bottom, start to finish, The Realness 2 is an impeccable piece of work, and I highly recommend everybody listen to it, support it, download it, stream it, buy it. However you consume your music, you should definitely do it. And especially since it's independently released, we need to make sure to support those projects. Now in November, Salt and Pepper got their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I was able, thanks to Dana Dane, to be able to go to that and to get to interview and talk to and do a lot of things. You can check out the link to my Elise Neal interview there. That was a pleasant surprise. But, it's just amazing that rappers continue being recognized by these major establishments on such a big scale. Ice-T with Cheerios, the Super Bowl halftime show, Big Daddy Kane being on a CBS show that happens to be starring and executive produced by another rapper, Queen Latifah. These things just keep happening, and it's just amazing to see and to be able to, for me, on a personal level, to be able to experience some of these things in person is just all the more special. And as a kid, this is the type of thing that I dreamt of, to not only see rap achieve these great heights, but then to be able to be there as it was achieving it and to be part of what's going on And that's just, an amazing blessing and something that I'm very grateful for and very appreciative to all you that watch and support Unique Access for helping me to be able to continue doing that. Because I got into all this because I love rap. And, to talk about it is great. And that's something that I want to do with one of the other best projects, in my opinion, of 2022, which is King's Disease 3 from Nas. Now, man, of course, Nas has been on this great run with Hit Boy, and it continues with King's Disease 3. Legit, that song uses the 5 heartbeats. He references Daddy Kane in the song. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. It's about, Nas talks a lot about his beginnings in the song. And then Hit Boy, as he does a few times throughout King's Disease 3, flips the beat, a minute plus in. And then we get into this whole piano thing and Nas just flowing and freaking that. It's just like sonic ecstasy, man. Like, to hear someone of Nas's prowess and to hear someone like Hit Boy really seems like they're really pushing themselves and each other to create these great songs that don't necessarily, quote unquote, fit on the radio or are conventional, but that are great songs. And I think that's something that Legit does. And something else that I think that they do a great job is on the WTF SMH song, because this beat, I think, is a super hard beat, at least in the beginning, because again, Hit Boy changes the beat to a more soulful one in the middle of the song. And Nas's look at crime and all these other different things that he's looking at that are making him say the title WTF and SMH, I think is, it's just amazing. And that's something that Nas does. And with Nas's storytelling prowess, Nas's insight, Nas's reflections, the Once a Man, Twice a Child song, to me, I think is one of the better ones on King's Disease 3, because he's tracing and showing the evolution that we all have as people as we grow and as we evolve. And just to show that in a song, I think is cool. But then for someone like Nas to give his distinctive spin on it, I think it makes it all the more powerful, because he's so gifted as a writer. He's so gifted as a wordsmith. And then the way that he's flowing on all these Hit Boy beats, it's amazing. And it just reminded me of back in 2019, there's the link where I said Nas deserves more respect. I think that take has aged very well, but it's just because Nas is a supreme top tier artist of all calibers, writing conceptually, stylistically, thematically. He's just shown that he can do it, and he sustained such a high level for such a long time. And I don't think he deserves enough. I don't think he earns or receives as much credit as he deserves, given rap's prominence. Yes, the people that know Nas love him and appreciate him, but there are artists that are far less talented to get far more acclaim. And that's obviously always going to be the case, but I at least want to verbalize that Nas shows that he's a true master of the game and one of the best that rap has ever seen, hands down. To that point, in December of 2022, I'm a huge fan of the NFL, and I watch all the Ravens games in particular, being from Maryland and loving the Ravens. But it's just amazing. They're showing in the going into the commercial breaks, and even on NFL Network, I'm seeing and hearing all these Nas songs, and especially Made You Look has been getting a lot of burn on NFL Network and on the Sunday games as they're going in and out of commercials. So that's amazing to see in 2022, 20 years later, for Nas, a song from God's Son, Made You Look, granted a single, but still to be able to have that used in songs or commercials much later, a song that is amazing and shows Nas's brilliance, to get highlighted 20 years later, I think is just a testament to Nas's staying power, and also testament to the year in review that rap, as it always does since its inception and as it continues to do, just keeps growing and growing and growing, and keeps infiltrating, penetrating, and getting deeper, deeper, deeper into all day, everyday aspects of society. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. That's a look at 2022. I know there was a lot of other great things that were happening. Tell me what you liked about what I said, what you think I missed about it in my wrap up for the year. And we'll see you next time on Unique Access here on the 1st and 15th. I appreciate your support. If you haven't already subscribed, if you have subscribed, please hit that join button. And for everyone that's done both, we really appreciate it as we continue growing. Looking forward to some great things in 2023 for the channel and getting to that next level of the game. I'm Soren Baker. Thank you so much for watching me on Unique Access Entertainment, and I'll catch y'all next time.